heard. He has not seen. The bookman says he has heard, he has seen. They have started implementing. Cookie is shocked. Yeah, you know, they carry trotro, so you don't know what they're having for the trotro. Like Helen part 2. They don't know what is happening. They don't know why it's going on. They don't know why it's going on. Helen, you know why it's going on. Yeah.
Oh, me, I know that the fuel has reduced at the pumps.
You know why it's going on in the trotro.
So nobody has to bring a chart for me to pay my reduced petrol fare. So commiserations to those of you who now have to wait for paper. Imagine you go to the pump and then the fuel attendant, I have not seen any.
The bookman hasn't seen the paper.
I've not seen I'm waiting for the paper to come before I reduce my fuel prices. And can bus boats all over the town, please. That's why Alaji Moro, PRO GPR2, he said, please, he gave us forewarning. He said, don't beat us. He knows his people. He said he begs. A few days before, he said, please, just don't beat us. I know how they are. You can walk to any police station, don't fight, because he just wanted to warn us. Maybe give it a few days for it to settle. Although commuters say when it goes up, no waiting for paper, no waiting for somebody.
So why do they delay when they have to reduce the prices?
You heard some of the gripes from the drivers. Is that those who are even selling water, they are coming to enjoy reduced fares. Have they also reduced their prices?
But the point is that it's a chicken and egg situation. If the drivers, for example, you're crying about the cost of cooking oil, cost of onions, cost of tomatoes, water, etc. And those who trade in those stuff will tell you that the prices are influenced by how much transport they pay, right? So that if you have not reduced yours, how do you expect it to trickle down?
No, we want to see some good faith.
Anyway, well, we know a gentleman who uses trotro to and from work. The production assistant here is called Frederick Kuzotiani.
Are you sure it's to and from? Maybe it's just to.
No, it's
but
to
from
and from. Or somebody has to. A friend of mine says that he used to live in an area where the only means of transport that he had, which would guarantee that he would have lunch, was a hearse driver. Right? The guy drives a hearse, the man drives a hearse, and he leaves home at 4 a.m. to come and queue at Kolebu, the morgue, right? To be able to get some business to do.
Okay.
So if he misses that 4 a.m. hearse arrangement to come into town, he would have to use his lunch fee or fare or money or whatever you want to call it to fund his transport. And that means that day, hungry go catch him for school.
Formation 000.
So unfailingly, he has to.
But the hearse is empty at least when they are going.
Yes, but the hearse
there are no passengers.
The hearse, but in Ghana, you know, some hearses are labeled ambulance and vice versa. So it's okay. So you can, while you are inside there, you can think that it's an ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least the passengers, they are the living ones. They haven't picked up the living legends.
Hey! Accra, ACCRA. You're live on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. It's some 14 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Kunzotiani, so have the fares changed where you are?
Okay, so yesterday when I was coming in the morning, I sat in this trotro and that was around 5:40, 5:50. The mates and the driver said they didn't hear about the reduction in fuel price and the reduction in transport fare.
This was on Monday?
Yes, just yesterday.
After the Saturday that this was supposed to have kicked in?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're all sitting in the car. We all paid the usual fare, which is 6 cedis from Opoglo to this place. And then when we're seated, 6 a.m. bulletin, bing, 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 bing. GPRTU asked drivers to reduce fares. Then everybody started shouting, driver.
So you, as this time, you were in the vehicle?
Yes.
When you had all paid the old fare?
The old fare,
so
which is 6 cedis.
Then the news came, announced that GPRTU says reduce the fares.
After the mate and the driver said they've not seen or they've not read, they've not heard, nobody has told them, and all the argument that they were making, we all paid.
So you agreed as gentlemen and ladies of the Republic to pay?
Not some were agitated.
Okay.
Some were trying to
then,
question.
I mean, the larger majority paid.
Yes, you
and
can't
then
do
came the
anything.
news.
Yes, then came the news. Then everybody who started shouting, okay, you said you didn't hear, you've not read, you've not seen, now you've heard it, so give us our change.
What happened then?
The driver said no, he has still, the authorities have not told him to reduce. So unless the
Even
authorities,
after hearing it on the
yes.
news? Okay.
So the argument changed from I have not heard, I have not been told, I have not, to now my
superiors
GPRT
have not told me
given me
anything.
a chart, so I can't reduce it by my own authority.
So who is holding on to this chat line? Because I can't understand. Chat. If
And who's even distributing
one
it?
A4 sheet and everybody is holding or somebody is holding on to it or not releasing it.
It was a whole. It was a
Commuters
whole
will print
banter.
a chart and bring it to. Don't be surprised, drivers, if commuters now
yes.
bring you the chart.
Why? Are you
Yeah.
following Apple's footsteps and say we should bring our own timetable?
Yes. No,
We will
when
bring
we're
our
going
own
home,
time- yes.
When we're going home, it happened.
Somebody
when I was going
brought
home,
his own chat.
Oh yes. People are now wow. People are now they've gotten to that point where okay, you said you won't reduce. I have heard the news. I sat in when I was coming in the morning. So some took screenshots of what they saw in the morning when they were coming. So let's say if you are using the Accra to Medina route,
Right.
it will be the same fare for all the drivers.
Right.
So they know that okay, driver A is using this chart. It will be the same thing for driver B.
Right.
So someone took a screenshot of what he used in the morning with driver A.
Right.
So when we were going back, driver B said he has not seen.
Okay.
And he doesn't have the chart yet. Then the one
Somebody
who-
showed him the chat.
that this is the evidence. Show your scorecard. He brought his scorecard. I was just laughing in the car.
Ghana
Like, wow.
is sweet. So people have actually done their own calculations.
I have done my own calculations already.
Okay.
I'm not waiting for you to give me or give me excuses that I have not heard, I have not seen, I have not been told and all.
So
No.
for those who don't know how to calculate percentage points, right?
Yes.
Let's say the fare used to be 10 cedis or the fare used to be 8 cedis.
Yes.
It's 15 divided by...
So if the fare is 6 cities,
So it's 15 divided by 100 times
what you've been
what you've been paid.
That's
right. So go onto your phone and let's teach you how to do it so you're empowered.
And these days in Podia, I don't even do that, what I used to do at home, 15 over 100. No,
times.
now I just go to Google. What is 15%?
No. Yeah, you can even ask Google what is 15% of 8
Yes,
cities.
and
But then we
Google.
want to teach you how to do it. So it's 15 divided by 100 times or
15.
multiplied by whatever amount. If it's 12 cities, 10 cities, 8 cities, 7 cities, then you know how much is going to be off that amount. Okay,
That's
so that amount, what the answer you get minus the 8 cities, and you're good to go. Yeah,
And that's what I've
you
done.
do.
So when I give you the money, I just put earpiece in my ears.
You plug your ears.
Yeah, oh yes.
You listen to music.
I just listen. Whether I'm listening to music, I'm not listening to anything. I just plug my ears. Whatever you argue, whatever you say, I can't hear you.
Look, find me the GPRT PRO. Let's deal with him quickly. Let's ask him who is holding on to this chat. I want to find out because I'm not happy about it.
Alaji Moro says, you just take it easy.
Now we are taking it easy, but we want to know who has the chat. The citizens of the Republic of Ghana deserve to know who has the chat. Please find him for me on the phone line. Let's try and connect with him and understand who has the chat. They cannot do this to us. The government says reduce, so people are making all sorts of arguments. I think that they're trying to play the delaying tactics so that, this week will also pass, by which time they would have, cashed out a bit and all of. But why are we like that?
It was just a little bit of, taking advantage. I mean, listen, I'm not saying we've all been there, but you know how the human...
Yeah, looking sharp.
Yeah.
It reminds me, those looking sharp reminds me of, you remember when we had COVID? We had face shield. You remember the face shield? People hoarded face shield. They were selling one face shield at 50 Ghana cedis,
Yes,
some
when it
40
came
Ghana
fresh,
cedis.
50, 40.
And then it declared that, you can't even walk around without the mask. Now they were chasing us. Are we going to use it on the beaches or what?
You go on Facebook, said, please, I have 2,000 pieces of face shield. One is 2 CD, please, quickly come and collect
Give it to your children to wear.
And
Give them to your children to wear. Why are we like that? Why are we like that?
Oh, COVID gave us, we had corona entrepreneurs, those that were going around doing fake tests. One guy, they caught him at Ixlegon. I always say this story. He went to one office, collected saliva swabs, and he came the next day, you have COVID, you don't have COVID. Cashed out almost like 5,800 CDs.
Who sent him?
He went on his own with a lab coat. Fake doctor. He entered one office this is when everybody was quite scared, wanted to know, do I have COVID? Businesses were trying to get some arrangement to get tests done. He said he's doing mass testing. Open your mouth. He took saliva swabs, went to his own laboratory. Yes, and he came back and he gave them, you, no COVID. You are having COVID. You, COVID-18. You, COVID-17. And he was grabbed. He was going from office to office in East Legon with his lab coat.
He didn't stop at one place.
Grabbed. Those that were also sewing nurse uniform, even though you are not a nurse.
Right. They were doing contact tracing.
That way, when you are not supposed to go out and you go and say, oh, Madam Nurse, or somebody will hand stethoscope until that. Or say, oh, I'm working, I'm a nurse. I'm working at this unit. People were doing all kinds.
Your argument have 4 frat. And why are you laughing at your uncle? You don't have to do that. It's not good.
Please.
It's not good. It's not good. You know, it's your uncle. The police job is not a joke job. It's a very difficult job, man.
Especially you have to control people. Stay home. People don't want to stay home.
Charlie, it's a serious matter. Yeah. Argument are 4 frat. Let's know what you think and what you are feeling and what you know and how you're experiencing all of what is happening.
I'm asking for simple question. Answer me. Are you in a Utisina? No, I'm East. So why is the basis of your argument? Your arguments are 4 flat. No, boss. That's why I won't waste my time with you. Go back. Go back. What do I do? Are you in the Gomwa assembly? Yes. Are you in the Utu East? I'm asking for simple question. Answer me. Are you in the Utu Senya? No, I'm East. So why is the basis of your argument? Your arguments are 4 flat.
Argument are 4 flat. If a driver or a mate tells you that he has not seen the chat or whatever it is, tell them your argument are 4 flat. Your argument, why are you in the Utu Senya? You are in our Utu.
My intro suggests.
Yes. Your argument are 4 flat.
People were misbehaving. This are you in a Utu Senya Sam Gomo. Then where's the basis of your argument?
Your argument are 4 flat. Anyway, let's activate the 4 lines for you quickly before we get into those who have gone to embarrass us internationally in Washington, D.C. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Tell me if the new transport fares have kicked in where you are, and if they have not, why is that? We want to know and understand from your own perspective what the issues are. Keep it short, keep it simple. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Yes, sir. Energy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Great. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Felix, and I'm calling from East Legon.
Okay, talk to me. Have the new transport fares kicked off where you are?
Yes, please.
Which area is that?
Okay, from Achampo Junction to American House. Formerly, it was 3 cities.
Okay.
But this morning, they took 250.
Okay, I see.
That is 2 Ghana 50 pesos.
Okay, it used to be 3 cities, but now they took 2 Ghana cities 50 pesos. That's more than 15%.
I think it's more than 15%, but that is what they took.
Right. That's about 25%, maybe 30%, if I'm not exaggerating. Okay, thank you very much for your call. We are grateful. We appreciate it. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning.
Senior Opia. Good morning. Long time, huh?
Oh, Charlie, I hear you were not under the weather.
Yes.
I was thinking of you all the time.
I am better now.
Hear from you. Johnny, you know, as a country, we should have a price control system. You see, systematically, how it flows. Here, why should we, in this dispensation, forcing people to reduce price? Because already in the system, there are price profiteering. And government cannot control it because of capitalism. So now what? You see, this is how the system is. Why should somebody walk to a station, trotro station, Trotsky station, to ask a driver to go? I mean, it's a system. You should know. But who is controlling? Nobody. Because we don't have a price control force in the country. Like Rolling Style. Please, tell it my best regard to Helen.
Okay, she's listening to you. And
Good morning.
great.
Good morning.
Thank you very much indeed. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, boss. How are you, Chairman?
Yeah, I'm doing very good.
Great. Your name and location, please. Great.
Please, I'm from Ajingano.
Okay. And have you started benefiting from the new fares?
For the new credit I've started, but some of the drivers are taking 10%. Even this morning when I was going to work, was some butters in the car. I was even shocked when I asked the driver what percentage you are asking you from the meter. He told me that 50%, but they are taking 10%. Because the spare part has been reduced, so they are taking down. Then because of that, there was some confusion in the car. So I'm even wondering why they are doing this. Some of the drivers are not applying to your rules.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm grateful. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Johnny.
Yes, boss.
No need to my year. That say need when I'm a few. Can you back 2 years ago a liter of diesel was 23 series.
Right.
Me, I'm a fair. The fare was reduced. I been any. I can't know. I'm buying man. Fine. No need I can't find. They are beginning to be a year. After actually no cabash here. They get that because I have a get spare parts. What is what? You get more. We tire. Tire go here no. One more tire bad.
Dabi.
Get more his trucks. We didn't get trucks. I say. But I need when I feel I'm going to. Cut was first a bear here, like a bear here. We are charging because of the road. Cut one now, fake bear, no, that price has been fixed.
Right.
And when I increase fare by 10%, I lose 50%. I'm a careful moment. They find very difficult even to even reduce it.
Right.
Kajanile, I can do blue, Kaya, and a catwa, in a city. Then I can't 50%, which is supposed to be 50%. Some of them were still at you. No, maybe I need to make a policeman was where you need more. I'm a sky idea, the other idea. I'm what the rest. I'm like I've never time a chance. No, like I said, no, I'm a guy. I can't get to a month. Report that person to the police. Don't fight the driver.
Thank you.
Open the policeman was back. She can't. I'm a one. Maybe I guess I've reduced the fare.
Okay, thank you.
Not.
Point well made. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
I'm Johnny.
Greater than Accra. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Beth. I'm calling from Kwabena.
Okay, tell me, what's the situation where you are?
Okay, so I work in Kwabena. I transport from Ashaiman to Kwabena.
Right.
From Ashaiman to Medina, it's been reduced.
Okay.
And then from Atomic to Kwabena, it's been. But before I get to the office, I take a taxi from Kwabena station to the office. The drivers, they have refused to reduce
The taxi drivers?
Yeah, the taxi drivers.
At Kwabena?
When I at Kwabena.
Okay.
When I asked, he told me I should ask the station manager when I get there. I asked yesterday. That was one person to me, and this morning to the same thing. I asked, they refused to reduce their pay. They are not giving me tangible reasons.
I hear you.
Great.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. We'll check up and let you know what we find.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Someone said from Nungwa.
Yes, boss. Has it changed? Has anything changed at Nungwa?
So at the moment, I'm about to take about yesterday, instead of the 1 deduction, they decided to even take 50%.
Hey.
Which with the calculation, I really don't understand. But you see, I won't blame the drivers. I'll blame the GPRC.
Why?
Anytime they increase, they go around share papers to their drivers, and it will be pasted in the car. Why is that when it's reducing, they are not sharing papers? I'm saying for this week and this month, the incompetent institution is the GPRC and the whole meetings they have with them called drivers union. If you have shared it and they refuse to take it, we will know. But you are not sharing it and say they should reduce it. For me, I think the fuel price should not be so reduced. We should maintain the fuel price and find a way of making a private car rather benefit than the truck rolls, because there's no way they are going to reduce. Then truck rolls should pay the normal fare. Private cars and the other private cars should rather benefit from the fuel reduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Final caller maybe 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
I see the name of
Yes, boss. You too.
Yamisi young can correct, young can correct, and Chile, the young for politics, and two baby. Mimi, who say, Ghana since you woo me. Say, in Nemano, above for ma, na yatin Nemano, but Yamaya, say, who can watch them? Oh, ya $2 in Tinamatu, yeah, like $2 in soup. Mr. Jonathan Kurana or Oba, I'm a Veneba Becata. Because I'm a song, but the position dollars in the Bajatan. And a petrol Nusuno Abafo. It is more Musimun Timu Lori Fenusuna, Muntina Manusu market in that. Mutumu Lori Fenusuna and say yes in Namasu market and I'm boy. Because can this is Anema. If you can do Namanuswa, Dioto and Mundioto. I didn't tell you what in the money. She said, "Oh, and gallon, she said, about for kura, and move that tissue. It's a damn view. It's next time. I am on just a Yaman. I could have the better of 8 years, not your two shares. And I could have 10 years on the 10. Otin decided to not put this.
That's it. Final caller. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. John. Good morning.
Morning, John. How are you?
I'm SK from
SK. Sorry about that. You sound like John today. Yeah, let's hear you.
You see, the pressure must be mounted on every market woman. In Ghana, when prices are increased, everybody hold or held to it. But when it is reduced, they maintain that old price until it rises from there again. That attitude of Ghanaians is very bad. We must condemn that.
Right.
So the tomato seller, the onion, the fish, the kenke must reduce from 4 cities to 3 cities and 2 cities. Likewise, the salt seller, oil, rice, everything. Besides that, they should move the military into the market to compel them.
Yeah.
When price control is given in this country, this is what Lawrence did, and he had his way. So there should be price control. It should be the pressure should not be on only the drivers.
Okay.
For me, I side with the drivers.
I hear
Whether they agree or they disagree, I side with them. But the pressure must be mounted on every market. I don't know how you see, every Ghanaian, whoever is in business.
Okay.
You understand? Every commodity prices must go down.
Right.
This is how we can side with Mahama for him to have his way through. So there should be price control.
Thank you.
On every item. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nane Champon on our Facebook page on 3FM927 says, Johnny, advise all armed robbers to stop robbery because IGP won't let them rest. Warn them and appeal to them. Okay, I'm sure they are listening. Augusta Elikem says, good morning, Johnny. The drivers at Kwabena taxi station have refused to reduce the fare. Oh, Augusta, we'll check up. I'm sure Augusta called us earlier. Just watching you live from my small London, Banashek to be precise. Good morning to you and your respected panel. Honorable Abdul Fattah is in Panache. He sent this one. Nane Champo says, you guys make radio interactive and very natural approach. I'm enjoying your conversation and live events from Dustin in the UK. UK, Helen. Yeah, all right. You're right, mate. You're right, mate.
You're right. Good morning.
You're right. You had breakfast already, mate. Eno Efia Adade says, good morning, Johnny. Good morning to you as well. Elton Have, I see you also. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now we're going to Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. And we have been embarrassed, as they said.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
Helen, what did you find on the BBC this morning?
Oh boy. Well, Johnny, it's one of the first stories I chanced upon soon as I opened up the app.
The BBC.com.
Oh, BBC. This is not even BBC Africa or any
this
one
is
of
BBC.
The BBC
World
the BBC.
Service.
Indeed. So
What
the
did they
story reads as follows. Ghana temporarily shuts embassy in US over alleged visa scandal. Now, Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister has announced that the country has temporarily closed its embassy in the US capital amid an investigation into an alleged visa scam. Now, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa said the embassy will be shut following the damning findings of an audit team he put together to investigate alleged corruption at the Washington diplomatic mission. Now, the statement added that the closure would last a few days until restructuring and systems overhaul is finalized. Now, according to Honorable Ablakwa, a locally recruited staff member and collaborators were allegedly involved in a fraudulent scheme whereby they extracted money from visa and passport applicants. So guys, follow along. Now, it's alleged that the scheme consisted of creating an unauthorized link on the embassy's website to redirect visa and passport applications to a private firm where they then charge extra for multiple services without the knowledge of the foreign ministry. Now, Honorable Ablakwa added that the staff member kept the entire proceedings in their private account. This scheme has been going on for 5 years.
5 years?
For 5 years. So check it out. You're an applicant and you're seeking a visa. You were charged an unapproved fee, not approved by the ministry, ranging from $30 all the way through to $60 US dollars. Yes, and this goes privately to a private account.
That's the Ghana Travel Consultants.
Indeed.
That's the company.
That's the company. Now, this conduct has been reported to the Attorney General for possible prosecution and retrieval of funds obtained through fraudulent schemes, Ablakwa added. As a result, Foreign Ministry staff in Washington have been recalled home, and all locally recruited staff at the embassy have been suspended. President John Mahama's government will continue to demonstrate zero tolerance for corruption, naked conflict of interest, and blatant abuse of office. Again, coming from Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Online now, I speak to Dr. Yao Gebe. He is an international relations expert. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Good morning.
This global shame that has been brought upon us allegedly by Mr. Kwarteng, does it come to you as a shock?
Well, thank you. I am not convinced by the way you use global shame. What does that mean?
Well, we have, what do you call it, a mission out there. We've put people, diplomats out there who we believe will represent us well and lift high our flag. And then you find that somebody has put a certain link unapproved on a website, taking monies ranging from about $29 to $60 from visa applicants and passport applicants. You don't agree that's a global shame that came upon us?
I don't think it's a global shame. It's an individual, activity to enrich himself. And that has to be, it's not a global shame. That's the way I look at it. And that individual has to be thoroughly dealt with.
as a issue.
But this individual was not working on his own. In fact, he wouldn't have had access to our website if he didn't have a diplomatic passport and diplomatic credentials to have worked in there. As it stands now,
So he's working in an embassy in Ghana, and therefore all those who are found capable, who are involved in particular incidents, must be rounded up accordingly, so that the law can permit act.
So you don't agree that what has been brought upon us is a global shame?
No, I don't agree with that definition or interpretation by the global shame. When we talk about global shame, then the entire state, Ghana as a state, is probably undermined or probably rendered illusory.
No, sorry, you'd have to reposition yourself. Your line is not so clear.
I am directly in front of my phone speak to you. I have not done anything.
Doc, you would have to please listen to me so that we can work together.
Yeah, sure. We are waiting to be.
Okay, so we cannot hear you well. That's why we're asking you to reposition yourself properly.
Go ahead.
Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
So I made my point that we are talking about some incidents in the embassy in Washington, D.C., and that individual has been apprehended, and that he is working in a group. And I made the point that this must be apprehended. The law must be for this will be dealt with according to the law. If there is a need to be finished. But I'm disagreeing with you that it is a global shame. That's the word you have used. I was content with you.
So in terms of international relations, and you are supposed to be the expert within that field, I am not. How other countries view us as of now, because we have withdrawn all our staff, back home, and then those who were recruited locally, they have been suspended. You don't think that it still goes into the domain of shame, which will then be rubbed onto Ghana? Because if somebody lives in Washington, D.C., their perspective of our embassy will be that there's a possibility that in future a similar thing could happen. You don't think it's shameful?
Thank you very much. My dear friend, a particular incident has happened in our embassy, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, in charge of the government, have taken a particular course of direction. Those people should be apprehended. They have been apprehended. The embassy has been closed down for a period of time to actually investigate what went on. And then the committee measures will be taken and appropriately dealt with what is happening. But this issue about shame, I say I disagree with you. It's not a shame. If there is a problem and that problem is going to be corrected, it should be corrected. That's what I'm talking about.
So, if I hear you right, you are suggesting that the individual responsible should have been singled out and the office shouldn't have been shut down. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it can be shut down. The minister, I completely agree with him. But it can't be forever. After the relevant necessary investigation, the culprits are, identified, punishment is given, and the necessary adjustment are done, then things will return to normal. And I think that is what we are doing right now. It's happening. I don't want to probably create an impression that the whole military institution is collapsed. No, it's just one body. And it's a human institution. Okay, so if there is a human institution, and those who are responsible are taken out for punishment, I think that's the right thing to be done.
So that if I live in Washington, D.C. this morning and I require some services from the mission or the office, and I learn that it has been shut down, and because of that, I would have to make other arrangements to go to another state, maybe New York or some other place to go and get the same service. You think that I should not consider it shameful? Indeed, I should be okay with it and say that an individual did that. Is that what you are saying, international relations expert?
I think that you drop the word a lot of these things happen internationally. The whole airports are shut down because of problems either electrical or otherwise. Okay, so this thing has happened in our embassy. So the necessary actions have been taken. If you have applied for visa, if you have applied for any kind of activity from the embassy, this issue is going on. The next thing is that we take some, precautionary measures. We have to wait on for another 1 week, 3 days, and then go back when it comes to normality. Or you go to an alternative arrangement. Maybe you go to New York because we have another embassy there. I don't think that what has come to the world. So, Ghana is still functioning. All the other 58 embassies are functioning around the world. This is just one issue. And I think that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister, is seeing the issue. And appropriate measures will be taken. Those who are found capable will be punished. That's where I'm coming. I believe that the right thing is being done. But I don't agree with you about this issue of shame. Ghana has not been changed. Ghana is rather putting measures to ensure that the right thing is being done. And I think that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the government of this country is doing the appropriate thing.
Well, I thought that my understanding of the word shame was faulty until I checked the Oxford English Dictionary right now. It says an action that is regrettable and unfortunate, a situation or an action. This is regrettable, this is unfortunate, yes. So why can it not be described as shameful?
You know something? If you are going to do this with shame, then I'm going to suggest to you that it is unique. What has happened in the embassy in the United States is unique. It happens regularly in other jurisdictions. So we single this out and tackle it appropriately. I must still insisting that we have not brought Ghana to its knees. Ghana is still a functioning state. If there is a job, address that job. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Dr. Yao Gebe, I thank you very much indeed for your time. As an international relations expert, we're grateful. So he disagrees with the description that it is shameful. Indeed. Let's go on to Dr. Daniel Jameni Kipo Sunyezi. Doc is a research fellow with Legon Lesiat. Doc, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on this important issue.
How did you feel when you heard that our representatives in Washington, D.C., or one or two of them were misconducting themselves instead of lifting the flag high? Did you feel ashamed?
I think that it is an act that would have been prevented right from the word go. This is a very serious diplomatic issue that Ghana's official website been linked to fraud. It shouldn't have even taken more than a year for this to be detected and appropriate measures taken to correct it. So I see this as very unfortunate and not the best of Ghana's diplomatic image. Ghana has a very good image, and we don't expect such a thing to happen. Having said it's unfortunate, I will also linger follow.
Great. Great. Dr. Ansong, Edward Ansong is joining us on Zoom. He's a senior lecturer. And head of cybersecurity lab department science at University of Ghana. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you very much for having me.
Great. Doc, how did we miss this with all the expertise that some